Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Shoe podcast. I'm Sade.
I'm Nina. What up, Wednesday?
Yes, it's Wednesday, and so much has transpired over the weekend. The Nina touched bases on a clip yesterday about Shannon Sharpe and this Gabrielle lady.
Yeah,
And I'm just questioning all sides, right? I'm not going to
yeah,
even pick and choose and say, what I'm saying, who's right, who's wrong, right? But it seems to me
right.
this Gabrielle young lady goes to Tony
Hmm.
Bugsy and says she was
Yeah,
sexually harassed for what, 2 years? Okay, how
yeah.
long? If you're being sexually assaulted for 2 years, I don't
And she
understand.
said,
You
and
still,
she
yeah,
said that domestic, like a domestic abuse with threats. She had put out a phone call right
hmm,
between her and him.
right,
And she stated that okay, so he on the phone call, he was like, if you say that word again, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you when I see you. And she was like, what? I don't want to be choked. He said, yes, you do.
mm,
So when he said that, he caught himself
right,
because he was stating she liked to be choked in sex, right? But that ain't what he initially started off. You could tell his and how pissed off he was because he was cussing, right?
right. But the thing is,
Said he was
um,
trying to manipulate her. He got mad at her for saying manipulate.
right. But you know what? He met her only, I guess, through OnlyFans, or she's an OnlyFans model, right?
Okay.
Why are you looking for a young girl? You're 50, almost 60 years old, and she's in her 20s. She's in her young 20s. Okay.
Wait, Sade was 19 and 54. That was the
Right.
age difference. 30
Right.
year age difference.
What are you doing with this child? She's not
That's
a
your
child
her,
that age.
her daddy. Literally, you her daddy.
Yeah. Yeah. So he, I mean, then these quotes, I can't see her being sexually assaulted. It looks like she's like a dominatrix
Absolutely not.
type of girl, dominatrix
Yeah.
type of play. And I think if they go back to OnlyFans and see all her content, maybe, you know what I'm saying, that's her role play. She even said in some of her texts, I know you missed this big juicy ass, 25K for each cheek. I mean, I don't know if her butt that big. She looked like a small frame young little boy girl body. I don't know. I didn't see the full body of her. But stuff like that, and then she wants to have some of his big black baby. Girl, they've been texting some crazy stuff over the years. And you know what,
Read it, Sade. Read what.
girl, this don't make sense. And she said something about, let's see, 25K for each cheek. And let me bring up the other one here. I'm like, lady, what are you doing? I mean, you guys both sound reckless. It sound like y'all in the whole dominatrix relationship. Like y'all want to both of y'all get spanked, beat, whooped, all type of stuff. So this is only if you put that big baby in me, you know what I'm saying, blah blah. Then I can do whatever I want. You can do whatever you want to me, girl. That text was from her, and then she said, "I want to put my tongue in your ass and then marry you." Girl, y'all
Uh,
doing some morning, some kinky, y'all doing some real live ratchet kinky back. I don't know what going on together. You the
but you
one,
know, I'm gonna say, here's the thing. Every single time it's to come up a payday for a black man, it always takes a white man to come through with the hate and jealousy to try to sabotage it. It's
yes,
definitely a shakedown. It's
it
definitely a
is.
shakedown. And at the same time, Shannon Sharpe and any other man that's dealing with that kind of money how's your appetite so big for sex, but you don't have an appetite for to cover your own reputation?
Right. You should have right now at this stage. You should have an appetite for a wife, a relationship, a
I
family.
mean,
You making
I
buku
I don't,
money,
I
or
don't
be
know if
by
I,
yourself, or be by yourself.
yeah,
That's
because I was gonna
too
say
young.
I'm not gonna say that's what he has to do, right? Because marriage ain't for everybody, right?
Yeah, I
But
guess.
at the same time, you would think that he would want to make sure that he's covered as far as his money goes. Because I'm
Right.
not gonna do nothing as hard as I work uh to mess up my bag. a
Right.
hundred million dollars, that's a lot of money. He
And what
got
was
the
that
deal.
$100 million deal? What was that from, Nina?
Okay, so in 2023, he signed a deal after he was on the show with Skip.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? So he got the traction when Club Shay Shay bossed up with the Cat Williams interview. When he
Mm-hmm.
got the Cat Williams interview, that's how he added in the Ocho Cinco nightcap, right? That
Oh
was his
yeah.
first leg of his situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now his time is ending.
Oh.
And he I'm looking it up now so I can read it, correctly, but he got offered the $100 million on the 18th.
The 18th of April.
18th of April. So
Okay.
it says Shannon Sharpe nears historic 100 million media deal for Club Shay Shay.
Wow.
So with him having the $100 million deal on the 18th was when they said it. But
Mm-hmm.
then they come with these allegations on the 21st. So that's what I'm saying. Who's behind, like, did the people that offered them the 100 million, did they do it? I don't know. It's called The Volume. The deal is with Colin Cowherd's the
Mm-hmm.
Volume Podcast Network.
Okay.
Comes to an end. Oh, that's
Well,
who he was with.
okay.
According to Front Office Sports, Sharp is expected to sign a new agreement that could exceed, it could exceed 100 million, right?
Okay.
Setting a new benchmark for athlete-driven media.
Okay. Okay. But
So, I mean,
I'm quite sure he boasted about this deal to this young lady, and she just, wanted a piece of it. She put
yeah,
her
because
love
the
into it.
deal, yeah, you're right, because the deal had to be in the making.
Yeah.
If you said that she'd been dealing with him from January 2000, up to January this year, because it says after joining the Volume in 2023, Sharp quickly turned his Club Shay Shay podcast into a powerhouse, especially on YouTube, where the show boasts nearly 4 million subscribers. His headline-making interview with Cat Williams, racked in 89 million views since
Mm-hmm.
its January 2024 debut, which
Yep.
that really topped a lot of top tier. And just think, Joe Rogan is the
Yeah.
best in the game.
The
He's the
best.
hype,
He is the
right?
highest paid. Yes, he is.
Yeah. And so his podcast is, booming. And the good thing about Club Shay Shay and what he's done, Shannon Sharpe, is that nobody knows the direction of where we're going with podcasts, right?
No.
Nobody knows because everybody's being exposed. So
Mm-hmm.
nothing is, relevant really anymore. Nothing's interesting. What's going to be the new interesting thing? You know what I'm saying? What's going to be the
Right.
new boom, 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 right?
Right.
What's going to really keep the listeners in tuned and engaged?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with the sports, right? You have all these sports guys to where if it ain't the women sabotaging them, it's the fans. I seen a fan in LA was trying to sabotage Anthony Anderson while he was It was an Anthony Edwards. Excuse me, I
Anthony
always say
Edwards.
Anderson.
Yeah, okay.
Anthony Edwards, right? He was trying to sabotage him and talk about his game was weak, trying to throw him off. Timberwolves was playing LA. And they were real disrespectful. And so he started turning around and saying, talking shit,
Yeah,
cussing, telling my dick's bigger than yours, real vulgar. He got real ignorant with him. That's what I'm saying. So it's
taking
the
out your body
people, it's the people looking
to start some shit.
to start shit, to be extremely disrespectful
Yep.
to the point where you almost don't even want to be involved with doing nothing, because it's like, dang, why are you know what I'm saying? Where's the hate? It's so much hate.
Yes.
Look at what we just witnessed last week, what we talked about so much in the past week, and that's still relevant. Who's now gonna be? I don't even want to wear my Louis Vuitton or my Gucci anymore. I don't
No.
want to,
No.
because you got food paying all these thousands of dollars for these luxury items, shoes, and everything, and they're worth pennies.
But the whole thing is, me and you and I both know. I just, I'm looking at it both ways. As far as the luxury brands, you could tell the fake one from what's made by Louis Vuitton or Yves Saint Laurent or Coco Chanel.
But guess what? No.
Yeah,
Hell
the
no.
paper is a little different. I beg to differ because that.
Let me
Well,
say, let me tell you how.
I
Let
know
me just tell you
Cartier.
how. Let me tell you how I was taught in college. This is where you get the difference. You get a piece of leather. When I make that leather in the middle of the hide,
Yeah,
everything down the center of the hide is what they would consider luxury.
luxury center of the hide.
What's on the edge? That's considered the foo-foo. That's considered the fake. Reason why is
Because it's stuff.
because you stretch and pull and it's out of shape. But they know how to stretch it back into shape. And being as though those ends of the hides are ruined,
Mm-hmm.
they can still make it into a bag, and they can still sell it to you. So really, do we say that that's fake? So this is where you're getting it. I get what you're saying. The middle of the hide is the luxury. The ends of it is the discounted part because it's been stretched and pulled and damaged. Those are
Right.
damaged goods on the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only difference.
But Danina, Louis Vuitton. Me, and you said it years ago. They do have a manufacturing in China. They have like a building in China, but they hire all China people, right?
Facts. Facts.
Okay.
Here's the thing. They give them the leather. But here's another thing. China's smart. They also buy goods to create their bags from China because the cost is low. We don't know. That's overseas. This is international import export trading. Nobody sits. We're going to buy a purse for the look. We're
Yeah.
buying the purse off of the look. We're buying a purse off of impulse. We're
Yeah.
going to buying the purse off of popularity, right?
Exactly.
Popularity, emotions, the look. The emotions and impulse is the same, right? The
Mm-hmm.
look of it. And then the flavor of it later. The show off of it, the impression and the stunting. The thing what's happening now, rappers. If your music ain't shit, what you looking like
Yeah.
ain't going nowhere.
No, it's
Cause
not.
that shit don't matter no more.
It don't.
Real women ain't chasing that. And then women are getting they're catching their bag their own way now.
Yes, they. Yes.
So it's hard to impress a woman that's of value anymore. You can impress a
Well,
bunch of them.
shoot, women been kept get shoot. Back in our teenage years, we was kept getting our own way anyway. So
Right.
those women back then, 20, 30 years ago, and we're getting up now, always wanted their own bag. Always. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
So it's just that's how it is. But yeah, so Going back to Shannon Sharpe, that dang on Tony Bugsy. Where's your integrity at for when you take these cases? I've been to doggone lawyers now, and they say, "Oh, that has no merit. You don't have any factual basis to even bring a lawsuit against anybody." Where did he draw the line, girl? I don't understand. Where does he draw the line on a legal basis of suing these men? Because he's coming for these black billionaires money.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm trying to find my headphones.
Uh
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this. The lawsuit was already in the play, right?
oh.
We just gonna be real about that. The lawsuit was
Okay.
already in the play.
Mm-hmm.
When he knew, like you said, he had the conversation with the girl. When he knew that he was gonna get this deal, Tony Busby, she contacted Tony Busby. Tony Busby say, "Hey, just wait a
Yep.
minute. Let's not file it until
Yep.
after." And let me say this: there was already a deal when she had already been filed this. Okay,
Right.
she had already filed it, and she was already about to settle $10 million settlement with Shannon Sharpe. This was in the quiet. This was in the dark, right?
Yes.
Soon as Tony Busby got into play, that shit went up to 50 million. So he's saying, and Shannon Sharpe's defense, right? Because we don't know. Shannon Sharpe says, "Oh, oh dang, where did my other phone go?" Shannon Sharpe says, um, those text message, I mean, excuse me, those conversations was altered. The conversation that she put out was
It could
altered.
because that's not all the context. I can't believe that's all the context. They had talked more than that, baby. Prior and after. That it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Just that little statement that he brought out. Well, I'm just hoping that everything turns out well. But Dr. Umar said, what did he say?
He said he got him,
He said he got you back.
even though he's a bunny hopper,
He said
right?
no. He said when you done being a bunny hopper, I got your back.
No, he said he went with him being a bunny hopper. He got his back.
But he wants him to be done at the same damn time.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He does.
You this is he's like this is what happens now.
Hmm.
I'm like, ooh, wait, that Dr. Umar something else.
Yeah, Doctor Umar. Everybody's laughing about that. They keep playing it.
But yeah, so you were talking
Oh, he
about
recorded. He recorded having sex with her.
that's the girl he was having sex with. That was so-called
No,
Michelle.
no, this is new. Listen, ain't no special thing about that. I mean, that's regular moan. So anything I say, you're just yeah. Here she go. Gonna, like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like I'm not gonna hang up on you. You're gonna do it. What? What does that even mean? Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me. Oh Lord have mercy. If you sit that one more time, I will choke you out you when I see you. You see what I'm saying? You heard what he said, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. That's the thing. He said manipulate. She said, excuse me, she said manipulate me. So that brings me to this question. Is there anybody in your life, which I know a lot, that would be that old dating uh uh 19-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay. And so by them doing that, right? By them doing so, that causes problems within his own self. So do you say with him automatically wanting to settle out of court for the 10 perceived his guilt right there.
I mean, it's not guilt. I think it was just embarrassment, knowing that he was messing with a young gal. That's what it is. He really didn't want nobody to know he was messing with a young gal, 19, 20 year old. That's what he, and embarrassed that if any of these freaky sessions come out that he's been doing with this young girl. That's what it
I
is.
mean, yeah.
I think he was trying to keep it on the low. He should have gave her that little 10 million so she could shut up and put a gag order on it and left it like it was. And tell her go on about our business. Sign these documents and don't even talk about it no more. So
But see, he couldn't do that because if he would have done that, then that's where Busby was saying, made the statement and said, "Oh, I'll just make it go up, right?
mm,
Hire me, and I'll get you more."
mm,
Okay, so
mm,
with it going, here's the thing: with it being 50 versus 10,
mm-hmm.
if he settles for it, she automatically gets the 10 for sure. The rest of
Right,
it is going to be
on her.
for lawyer fees and all of that.
Right.
So my question is, if you only got a deal for 100, what makes you think that he gonna give you all of his money
That
that
he
he
just
were
made.
that he just
Work.
signed for?
Right. Right. That's
You
true.
think you're entitled to his bill?
You act like I
That's
supposed to give you half. Is you crazy? Are you nuts?
yeah. It's like the gall of people really makes it to where you have the nerve to even do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the nerve to even play
The
that type of game, right?
audacity of you. The audacity. Girl, I don't know. But whoo, why can't I be in them shoe? No, stop.
Right. Wish I could be in that situation, right? I
Girl.
wish I could find me somebody and they offer
Woo,
me $100 million for
girl, I don't
me
even look.
to keep my mouth closed. You know
Man,
what I'm
look,
saying? I would be so
like the girl said,
appreciative.
she said 25,000 a cheek. I'm a cheap hoe.
Yeah, 25,000 a cheek. That's a real cheap date. But I
No,
mean,
that ain't no cheap. 25K ain't no cheap date. But
no, I'm talking about opposed to what she's saying is opposed to what she was suing him for, right? You see what I'm saying? She that was cheap if she thinks that, okay, oh wow, he got $100 million coming. Let me get more. You know, that's how she was looking at it. He got $100 million coming. Okay, I want 50 of it. I want
you know
half.
what?
Damn.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? What it is? Keep your mouth shut. Keep your business to yourself. That's it. That's all. Loose
I mean,
lip.
you definitely have to do that because as we could see, child, ain't nobody playing fair.
No, they not.
You just seen that I got $100 million deal
Mm, mm.
and you decided that you wanted to sue me for half of my deal.
Yeah. So yeah.
He's on I mean he's wanted. You know what I'm saying? He has a really big
He's in high demand.
following. He
Yeah.
did a good job with exiting away from Skip and bossing up.
Yeah.
And he's the one that everybody wants their opinion in here. And he's touching every end of the industry, all of the rappers,
Mm-hmm.
all of the
Mm-hmm.
football stars, basketball stars. Like he's doing really good. So he's gonna introduce more people. That's the point of the 100 million is to give other podcasts a chance, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In likes of his area of what he's doing business in sports,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's the most sought and talked about in that field of
Right.
it.
Right. Okay.
There was a story that I wanted to touch on. We touched on it a little bit last week about the uh Carmelo Anthony, right?
Yes.
And so I just want to say that with that, um I seen the dad show up at his press conference last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
The,
know
the
as a
dad the
of
deceased.
the victim, the person that passed away, right? There's been a constant comparison of a 17-year-old defending theirself, right? Remember Kyle Rittenhouse? We did a
Yes.
story on him.
Yes.
So with Kyle Rittenhouse, right? He was 17 years old. He intentionally went to a whole nother town to cause harm and violence and bully,
Mm-hmm.
and he did not go to jail, right?
Nope. He had an
It was
AK-47.
considered, and he had an AK-47, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was considered defending himself.
Right.
In this instant, this kid, 17 years old, was told by an adult that he could sit under this tent while it was raining.
Mm.
The plenty of witnesses, statements stated that he did not do anything wrong.
Right.
The two bullies was the white boys,
The twin.
which they were twins, yeah, and they intentionally
Oh,
was bullying him.
don't forget they had other friends with them.
Yeah, a group of them, white
Yeah.
kids on one black kid, right? Okay, mind you, this guy isn't even as tall or even built like the two twins were, taller, bigger
Right.
kids.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The media is making it as though because he had a knife on him, he had rather him a knife, because if he was white, he would have had a gun. That just, it
Correction.
is what it is.
But they said it was not a knife. It was a sharpener for his cleats, the track shoes.
Oh, a cleat sharpener. Okay, but it still act as a knife, and he used it as a weapon,
But the
right?
difference is, it's not a knife that he brought to the scene. It was something he used for training. So you know what I'm
And
saying?
so
So
you grab the closest thing to you,
the closest
defend
thing you
yourself.
can
That's
they
like if you're outside and you see a brick on the ground, you're gonna pick it up
pick it
and
up, yeah, and
use it.
swing it or whatever.
Cool. Okay, so he had a cleat sharpener, not a
Mm-hmm.
knife. Correction. Okay. He used it to defend himself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nothing's wrong with that, right? Um, the problem that I'm having right now is that white America, they're so accustomed to, oh, just another black person dead, who cares? Oh, the police kill them all the time, who cares? That's their attitude of it.
Mm-hmm.
They never take accountability ever. I don't care what the situation is. And it's coming to a head. God is showing that there's only so much and so long you can continue to keep on diminishing us
Yeah.
and disrespecting us, using and abusing us. Is
Mm-hmm.
coming to a head. What are you going to say now? How do you think that this situation is going to play out?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you think? What do you think?
I think I don't think he's gonna get a lot of time. I think
Does he deserve any time though?
no, he don't. He really don't. He don't deserve any time. Not at all. Mm-mm.
Because like
And,
the mother and father was constantly stating that he come from a two-parent home. He ain't
right.
wildly out here. He's loved,
Right.
he's cared about. He
Mm-hmm.
has morals and values because he
Mm-hmm.
protected himself. So this brings me to this question also. It was a statement that said what he said, do it again, and what he's gonna do. If a person is saying do it again, you obviously hit him or hurt him.
You hit him or hurt him. Yeah. Yeah. You did something. You
You
touched
ain't
him.
gonna say do it again for nothing. That ain't just gonna come out your butt.
No, it's not. Do it again.
Do it
Right.
again. He
Yes.
said, do it
Exactly.
again, and what I'm gonna do. He warned you. He
He
told you,
was.
get the back your ass
Situation
up,
back up.
or
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Nobody
white
understands
people.
that it's like when you in a fight or flight situation. You got to defend yourself. He can see 2 to 5 different people coming at him. He don't know who's coming at him, base really. But if he got
Right.
hit prior, he told you to stop it. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Back up.
Back up. Back your ass up, or I'm gonna do what
And
I
you
gotta
did.
do.
Y'all came for it again.
Yes.
So that don't make any sense. He should his charges should be he'll be acquitted. He just need good legal counsel and he'll be fine. I just pray that I'm just sad that the guy had to pass away and die. You know what I'm saying? But the situations like this sometimes it's difficult. It's difficult for both sides of the family. So just
Right.
for Carmelo, I know this is gonna be hard on him because he can't even
Hmm.
play sports anymore. He probably can't even go back to school.
Right. And it's the
So
end of the year. I don't know if he graduate this year or next year, but next year is probably gonna be homeschool
right,
because
right,
this is gonna go on. This is gonna be a whole media circus.
yeah.
So this is gonna go on for at least 3 years from
At least
now.
I
Two,
think so
two,
too.
two for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
going
think
in
so too.
2026. It's not
Yeah,
gonna end this year.
yeah. I don't think. Heck, oh no, it's
And
gonna
if
be a
I
long.
was the parents, this would be wiped off my child's record.
Mhm.
Period.
Yeah,
Until this would be not on included on nothing. And being as though it happened before he was 18, which is a good thing. It
right.
has to be off his record,
Hopefully they'll try
right?
him as an adult.
I mean, how? He wasn't in it. This ain't even an adult situation.
Yeah,
This is
but
a child situation. That
yeah,
you see what I'm saying? The mitigating circumstances is all childlike, right?
but
They
you
could
know,
try that would be uh what's his name? NBA young boy gave the parents 200 grand.
yeah,
That's for a good attorney.
yes,
I so respect NBA young boy for that.
yeah,
And he ain't
yeah.
say a word about it, but we
No,
found out about it, right?
yes, through them, through the
And
parents.
guess what? He came right up out the penitentiary and
Amen.
gave that money.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So everybody stand up. All you people that got money, black folks, help this young
Yeah,
man out. Help him get
exactly.
the case.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, thanks y'all for tuning in to another episode of Meet the Shoe. Check us out on Friday, 6 p.m. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.
thank you guys.